Caitlin, Angel 2, Angel Reese, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink. This class of rookies, we will be talking about them a generation from now.
Caitlin Clark, WNBA Commissioner, takes A stand on explosive rivalry. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert just sent shockwaves through the league with a bold and unexpected move. She officially sided with Caitlin Clark in a heated rivalry against Angel Reese, and her message couldn't have been clearer. In a statement that has everyone talking, Engelbert directly called out the toxic behavior that's been dragging women's basketball down, making it crystal clear that Angel Reese's antics have crossed the line. Engelbert said the WNBA cannot and will not tolerate conduct that damages the integrity of the game, and pointed out that Clark represents the kind of sportsmanship and dedication the league wants to promote. This was the first time the commissioner openly took a side, and it was a crushing blow for Reese, who had spent months stirring up drama and turning the rivalry into a personal war. Engelbert didn't hold back. She talked about how Clark has elevated the sport with her talent and professionalism, while making it obvious that Reese's constant taunting and outbursts have painted the league in a negative light. The statement hit like a ton of bricks, shutting down any debate over who was in the right for Reese. It was a nightmare come true. The top official of the entire WNBA had drawn a hard line and made her the villain in a story she thought she controlled. Meanwhile, for Caitlin Clark, it was a massive victory, proof that her hard work and class were winning over not just fans but the highest levels of leadership. This moment officially shifted the power balance, leaving Reese exposed and on the wrong side of history. Angel Reese completely lost it after Cathy Engelbert's shocking statement, and what followed was nothing short of a meltdown. In full view of the public, Reese took to social media almost immediately, firing off a string of angry posts that grew more and more unhinged by the hour. She ranted that the WNBA was rigged against her and accused Engelbert of playing favorites, claiming that the league was selling out to make Caitlin Clark the face of women's basketball instead of calming things down. Reese poured all her frustration into her posts, calling the commissioner's comments a disgrace and even hinting that she was being set up by league officials. It didn't stop there. Reese doubled down, dragging Clark's name through the mud again and blaming her for what she called a smear campaign. Her tone was bitter and furious, and it was clear to anyone watching that Reese was unraveling under the pressure. The posts came in waves, some angry, some defensive, and some just plain desperate, as she tried to paint herself as the victim. But the more she spoke, the worse it got. Fans and sponsors watching in real time saw a player who wasn't just upset, she was completely losing control. What Reese thought would make her look strong and defiant actually backfired, exposing her as petty and out of control. And while Reese kept lashing out online, Caitlin Clark stayed quiet and focused, once again proving who the real leader was. Just when things seemed like they couldn't get any worse for Angel Reese, a leaked recording hit the internet, and it exposed everything people had suspected all along. In the audio taken from a private team meeting, Reese can be clearly heard trash-talking Caitlin Clark in the harshest terms. She angrily calls Clark a fake superstar and brags about how she plans to shut her down both on and off the court. But the most shocking part, Reese openly talks about using dirty tactics to throw Clark off her game, saying she doesn't care if it crosses the line because no one's going to stop me. The recording also captures Reese hyping up her teammates to join in, showing just how deep her obsession with Clark really runs. The leak spread like wildfire, and there was no denying its authenticity. Reese's voice and words were clear as day, exposing her bitterness and her true intentions for everyone to hear. This wasn't just friendly rivalry or harmless trash talk, it was full-blown scheming and personal attacks behind closed outdoors the audio destroyed any last bit of Reese's credibility and proved that her public rants weren't random. They were part of a bigger plan to humiliate and derail Clark. For Ree, this was a devastating blow because now her own words were the evidence of how far she was willing to go out of jealousy and spite. And once again, while Reese's anger, the fallout, and bitterness were on full display, Clark's reputation as a focused and fair competitor only got stronger in the eyes of fans and the league. The fallout from the leaked recording was immediate and brutal. Major brands didn't waste a second distancing themselves from Angel Ree. Companies that had once proudly featured Reese in their ad campaigns began cutting ties one by one, making it clear they wanted no part of the toxic mess she had created. A top athletic wear brand announced it was immediately terminating its partnership with Ree, citing her disrespectful and divisive conduct as a violation of their core values. A popular energy drink company followed suit, releasing a sharp statement saying they stand for positivity and respect in sports and could no longer support an athlete who actively worked to tear others down. Even a tech company that had recently signed Ree for a social media campaign quickly backed out, deleting all traces of her from their pages and confirming that the deal was canceled effective immediately. Behind the scenes, marketing teams scrambled to scrub Reese's image from upcoming launches, knowing that staying tied to her would only bring backlash and bad press for Ree. This was a crushing financial and personal blow. What she thought was a steady stream of endorsements and income evaporated almost overnight, and while she tried to brush it off in public, insiders confirmed that she was panicking behind closed doors, realizing just how fast her once promising brand was collapsing. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's endorsement stayed rock solid, with companies even hinting at expanding their partnerships with her thanks to her class and professionalism. The contrast couldn't have been clearer. While Reese's empire crumbled, Clark's star continued to rise, proving exactly who brands wanted to bet on for the future. The WNBA made its stance even clearer when it rolled out a strict new policy aimed directly at stopping the kind of behavior Angel Ree had become infamous for. In a press conference, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert announced the league was implementing tougher rules on taunting, harassment, and unsportsmanlike conduct on and off the court. Engelbert stated that the integrity of the game must come first and explained that any player caught crossing the line with personal attacks or disruptive antics would face serious penalties, including fines, suspensions, and even bans from league events. Though the statement didn't mention Ree by name, the message was obvious to everyone paying attention. League insiders confirmed the policy was a direct response to the chaos that had unfolded over the past months with Ree at the center of it all. The new policy was a wake-up call to every player, but it hit Ree the hardest. She had built her brand on bold, in-your-face antics, and now the very league she played for was saying loud and clear that her style of behavior would no longer be tolerated. Players and coaches quickly adjusted to the new tone, but for Ree, it was a brutal reality check. Her usual tactics were now officially against the rules, leaving her with no cover and no excuses. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's quiet, focused approach was held up as the new gold standard, a clear sign that the WNBA was backing athletes who represented the game with grace and respect. This policy shift slammed the door on Reese's toxic antics and proved that the league was done letting one player's drama overshadow the sport. Caitlin Clark's legal team didn't waste any time firing back, and what they revealed left no room for doubt in a move that turned the whole situation on its head. Clark's lawyers released a treasure trove of undeniable proof, emails and text messages that showed Angel Ree had knowingly spread lies to ruin Clark's Reputation, these weren't vague or the evidence. Confusing messages, they were crystal clear. In one email, Ree bragged about messing with Clark's image and talked openly about planting fake stories to stir up controversy. Another text message showed Ree giving instructions to a friend on how to twist